Have you ever wondered what shocking secrets surveillance cameras might be capturing when no one's looking? From creepy clowns lurking in the dead of night to bizarre, unexplained phenomena, these 20 shocking moments caught on camera will send chills down your spine. Join us as we dive into the jaw-dropping and downright terrifying footage that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the world around you. Number 20, the creepy clown epidemic.
Creepy clown sightings are happening across the country, and it's no laughing matter. There are concerns that the trend will grow as...
Starting right off the bat with an extremely creepy one. In 2016, a bizarre and terrifying phenomenon swept across the globe, the creepy clown epidemic.
For anyone who thinks this is funny, police say there is at least one deadly incident linked to a clown hoax.
Clowns with their painted smiles and sinister auras began appearing in the most unexpected places. Surveillance cameras across the world captured these unsettling figures.
Dude, he's coming back! Dude, go!
But one particular incident in Florida stands out as especially haunting. Imagine this. It's a quiet, dark night in a suburban neighborhood. A surveillance camera perched innocently above a front door captures every movement on the porch below. Suddenly, out of the shadows, a figure emerges. A clown, but not just any clown. This one has a face painted with grotesque, exaggerated features and holds a cluster of balloons reminiscent of a nightmarish carnival. The clown steps slowly towards the front door, its eyes looking directly onto the camera lens. It's almost as if it knows it's being watched, and it revels in the silent attention. The sinister smile on its face never falters as it stands motionless, creating an unbearable tension. But the unsettling display doesn't end there. With a slow, deliberate motion, the clown reaches down and picks up a pumpkin that had been innocently placed on the doorstep. For a moment, it simply holds the pumpkin, staring into the camera as if contemplating its next move. Then, without warning, it begins to stab the pumpkin aggressively, each thrust of the knife more violent than the last. The eerie silence of the night is broken by the sound of the blade tearing through the flesh of the pumpkin, each stab seeming to echo the menace of the clown's intentions. This chilling footage quickly spread, causing a wave of fear and speculation among residents.
We can all agree on one thing. Fuck that!
Local news station News4Jax reported that these videos were likely the work of friends pranking each other, people they knew wouldn't be too scared. But next time you see a clown, remember this story, and maybe, just maybe, keep an eye on your doorstep. Number 19, the Chinese levitating car crash. In 2018, surveillance cameras in Xingtai, China captured a baffling incident that quickly became known as the levitating China car crash. The footage showed a typical urban intersection during rush hour, with cars moving steadily through traffic. Suddenly, a collision occurred involving an invisible vehicle. Witnesses and experts reviewed the footage very carefully. They observed the sedan slowing down as it approached the intersection, seemingly anticipating crossing traffic. Abruptly, the sedan jolted as if some Star Wars-like magic force was pushing on it, causing it to veer off course and collide with a nearby van. The impact was visible and resulted in significant damage to both vehicles. Despite the clear evidence of a collision, no vehicle appeared to cause the impact. Traffic cameras from multiple angles confirmed that no other cars were in proximity to the sedan at the moment of impact. Even stranger, when emergency responders arrived minutes later, there was no sign of any other vehicle involved in the crash. It just doesn't make sense. The incident quickly gained attention online and in local media, earning the nickname Levitating China Car Crash from the paranormal nature of the event, a collision seemingly caused by an invisible or intangible force. Number 18, the Phantom of Cork School. In Cork Island, a seemingly ordinary school became the center of a terrifying mystery. It all began one night when the school's security cameras captured something that left everyone in shock. Principal Aaron Wolf stated that, "If it's a prank, we don't know how it was done. Motion sensors were set off at this time. That's how it was caught." The footage starts showing an empty, dimly lit hallway. Then, without warning, there's a sudden flash of light. It's as if a white shadow or figure appears for a split second before vanishing into thin air. The eerie silence of the hallway is abruptly shattered by the forceful movement of objects. First, the wet floor sign, innocuously standing in the middle of the hallway, is violently thrown as if pushed by an unseen force. It flies through the air and crashes to the ground, the sound echoing ominously through the deserted corridors. The atmosphere grows even more unsettling as doors begin to slam shut on their own, each bang resonating with an unnatural intensity. Next, lockers start to rattle and bang open as if a ghost is wreaking havoc within their metallic confines. Papers and objects are hurled out, scattered across the floor by an invisible hand. The chaos reaches its peak when the wet floor sign, now lying on the ground, starts to levitate. It hovers momentarily, almost mocking the laws of physics, before being hurled back down with a resounding crash. Principal Wolf and the rest of the staff were at a loss for explanations. The motion sensors, which activated the cameras, confirmed that something, or someone, was moving through the hallway. But with no physical presence detected, the footage left them and anyone who watched it in a state of uneasy bewilderment. Number 17. Lars Smitank's airport disappearance. In July of 2014, airport surveillance in Bulgaria captured a scene that has baffled and haunted many to this day. The footage shows a man named Lars Matten walking into the airport with his luggage. Nothing seems suspicious at first, but a few moments later, Lars is seen running out of the airport as though being chased by an invisible force. What's more alarming is that he left his bags behind in his frantic escape. Other passengers and staff barely noticed his hurried departure, treating it as just another odd occurrence in a busy airport. However, the situation took a dark turn when CCTV cameras later recorded Lars running into a dense forest nearby. That was the last anyone ever saw of him. Subsequent investigations revealed that Lars had been involved in a violent altercation the night before, resulting in a severe head injury. Some believe this injury may have caused a psychological break, leading him to flee from imagined threats. Despite extensive searches, Lars remains missing to this day, leaving a chilling mystery about what really happened that day and where he might be now. Number 16. The ghost patient. During a particularly quiet night shift at a hospital in the UK, a group of nurses shared an eerie tale that left everyone unsettled. The hospital, shaped like a giant L with the front entrance at the bend, was the backdrop for this chilling encounter. A young doctor was sprinting down the hallway when he was suddenly stopped by a woman. She appeared lost and asked him for directions to the exit. With urgency, he pointed her towards the exit and continued his sprint towards the patient in need. However, upon reaching the patient, his blood ran cold. It was the very same woman who had just asked him for directions. She was in critical condition and, despite their efforts, she passed away. The most unsettling part? The hospital's CCTV cameras captured the entire incident. Footage showed the doctor mid-run, stopping and gesturing towards the exit, seemingly talking to no one. It was as if he had interacted with a shadow. The nurses and doctors who reviewed the footage were left speechless, grappling with the inexplicable event. This story, shared by Reddit user Dr. Basio, continues to haunt the halls of the hospital, and while the official footage wasn't released to the public, it still continues to haunt the halls of the hospital. Number 15. Haunted doll from the antique fair. On March 12, 2017, a very scary experience unfolded when a YouTuber, with my own two hands, visited an antique fair and purchased 2 dolls. One of these dolls had an unsettling presence. It seemed to follow the YouTuber with its gaze, compelling her to buy it out of sheer curiosity and a touch of fear. She needed to determine if it was just her imagination or if the doll was truly moving voluntarily. Once home, she immediately began recording the doll to capture any strange movements. As she examined it on camera, the footage revealed something truly chilling. As soon as she picked up the doll, it moved its head and looked directly at her, confirming her suspicions. The doll's lifelike movements were undeniably captured on video, providing a spine-tingling glimpse into the uncanny world of haunted antiques. The video shared by With My Own Two Hands showcases this unsettling moment, leaving viewers questioning the scary power and presence of seemingly innocent objects from the past. Number 14. Flying Turkish Man. In a truly shocking incident that took place in 2019, a Turkish man found himself unintentionally airborne while holding onto an umbrella during a period of strong winds. The event, which was captured on surveillance cameras, starts innocently enough, a man struggling to secure a large outdoor umbrella as the wind picks up. Suddenly, a powerful gust lifts the umbrella off the ground with the man still clinging to it. The footage shows him soaring several feet into the air, desperately holding on as onlookers watch in astonishment and horror. What makes this incident even more incredible is the sheer force of the wind and the unexpectedness of the situation. The man, clearly taken by surprise, manages to hang on for several heart-stopping moments before finally letting go and crashing back down to the ground. which is assumed, because the clip ends before that. Remarkably, he survived the ordeal with only minor injuries. Number 13. Alien or human? Now this footage of January 12, 2024 shows an extremely disturbing video capturing two towering 10-foot tall human-like figures on Ilha do Mel, an isolated island in southeast Brazil. The being's strange, deliberate movements and immense size instantly sparked widespread speculation about extraterrestrial origins. Locals were bewildered, especially given the hill's challenging terrain, which made the sighting even more mysterious. Eyewitnesses noted the creature's peculiar arm-swinging motions, which further fueled doubts about their human nature. This incident quickly followed another chilling sighting of a 10-foot tall alien in a Miami mall, amplifying public curiosity, skepticism, and fear. The video has since gone viral, with netizens divided between believing in an otherworldly presence and suspecting an elaborate hoax. The sheer size and strange behavior of the beings captured on camera left many unsettled, pondering the possibilities of alien life among us. Whether these sightings are proof of extraterrestrial visitors or a case of mass hysteria, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving a lingering sense of unease and fascination. Number 12. UFO sighting. In 1996, the small town of Varginha, Brazil, experienced an event that left residents forever changed. On that fateful day, witnesses reported seeing a UFO crash, and what they saw next was even more astonishing: creatures from the wreckage. The incident quickly gained international attention, with reports of strange beings seen wandering the crash site. Authorities scrambled to cover up the event, but the locals couldn't ignore what they had seen. Eyewitnesses described the beings as having large heads and eyes, unlike anything they had ever seen before. This sighting led to a flurry of investigations and a renewed interest in UFO phenomena in Brazil. Number 11. Unsettling night shifts.
Listen, I'm currently in a hospital. Whose baby is that?
In a compilation posted on TikTok by Haunting Facts, several deeply unsettling events were captured during night shifts at the hospital, sending chills down the spine of viewers worldwide. The first clip shows the footage beginning in an empty ER room, where ceiling panels inexplicably open and close on their own, like some secret portal to another world, heightening the sense of a supernatural presence lurking just out of sight. The room, usually bustling with activity, now stands silent and foreboding, with only the ghostly movement of the panels breaking the stillness. In the next clip, a nurse is filming himself walking down the deserted hospital corridors, and suddenly, a toddler appears out of nowhere, walking quickly across the hall. The child looks disturbingly out of place, and as it passes, it chillingly whispers, "I am dead," leaving the nurse and viewers frozen in fear. The third clip takes us to the morgue, a place already shrouded in mystery and death. In this footage, you won't believe it, but the body bags are literally seen moving up and down as if possessed by some unseen force. The bodies inside appear to be having fits, the movement unnatural and deeply disturbing. Number 10. The chilling doorbell incident. Between 12:07 a.m. and 4:07 a.m., a Reddit user received 4 notifications from his smart home app indicating that his doorbell had detected a visitor. The first 3 times he found nothing upon checking the camera, assuming it was a stray animal triggering the motion sensor. However, the 4th notification revealed something far more sinister. The camera captured an extremely unsettling close-up of a man wearing a mask. The masked figure stared dead-eyed straight into the camera, his face so close that every eerie detail of the mask was visible. The sight was enough to send shivers down anyone's spine, leaving the Reddit user, and now viewers, gripped by a deep, unsettling fear. This encounter wasn't just creepy, it was deeply disturbing. The mask, emotionless and haunting, combined with the intruder's silent, unwavering gaze, created an atmosphere of pure terror. It wasn't just the appearance of the figure, but the timing and persistence of the visits that added to the horror. The knowledge that someone, or something, was repeatedly coming to the door in the dead of night, only to reveal itself in such a horrifying manner, left a lingering sense of horror. The thought of this masked figure standing at the door, silently watching, is a haunting image that continues to evoke fear and unease. Number 9. The paranormal KFC encounter. This footage is nothing short of proof of the paranormal. In the middle of a KFC, an ordinary night took a terrifying turn, leaving viewers questioning reality. Surveillance footage captures a worker diligently cleaning tables and pushing back chairs. Suddenly, he's violently yanked off his feet by an unseen force, landing hard on the floor. The most chilling part? He's dragged across the restaurant, screaming in terror. His desperate attempts to grab onto anything fail as the invisible entity pulls him backward. The sheer helplessness and horror in his eyes make this footage deeply disturbing and seemingly incontrovertible proof of the paranormal. It's a scene straight out of a nightmare, where the ordinary becomes horrifyingly extraordinary. Number 8. Haunted Mirror Girl. In this chilling clip from Japan, recorded in 2007, a seemingly innocent moment becomes deeply disturbing. A little girl is seen brushing her hair in front of an old mirror. She turns away to speak to her mother with her back towards the mirror, and her reflection turns with her. When she faces the mirror again, everything appears normal at first. However, as she turns back to her mother, the reflection shockingly shows the girl's face still staring into the mirror instead of her back, glaring in the most disturbing way. The mirror, inherited from a local by the little girl's grandmother, seems to hold a dark secret. This unsettling footage suggests a connection between the mirror and something otherworldly, sending shivers down the spine of anyone who watches it. The eerie persistence of the girl's reflection, defying the natural order, leaves viewers questioning the nature of reality and the possibility of haunted objects. Number 7. The Unexpected Hero. In shocking surveillance footage from a convenience store in Midlothian, Texas, an attempted robbery turned into an incredible display of bravery. Dylan Bearden, the would-be robber, thought he had the situation under control. Armed and demanding money, he didn't anticipate that among the bystanders was Daniel Gacy, a former Marine and current firefighter.
First, I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
The video shows Bearden threatening the store employees and customers. Gacy, initially seen as just another frightened victim, quickly assesses the situation. With a mixture of calm and precision, he waits for the right moment. In a sudden and unexpected move, Gacy launches himself at Bearden, tackling him to the ground with military precision. The struggle is intense but brief. Gacy's training and quick reflexes overpower Bearden. He disarms the robber and pins him down, holding him securely until the authorities arrive. The camera captures every moment of the struggle, highlighting Gacy's bravery and quick thinking. His actions not only neutralize the immediate threat, but also prevent what could have been a tragic outcome. Number 6. The Invisible Attack. What seemed like a seemingly ordinary evening in Colombia, the unexplainable happened. A man, just finishing his shift, strolled through a dimly lit parking lot. Everything was quiet until the surveillance camera picked up something disturbing. Without warning, the man was violently thrown to the ground by an invisible force. He lay there, dazed and confused, as though an unseen entity had assaulted him. The guard then tries to crawl along the ground, where he appears to resist an invisible force tugging him along. Security footage shared by the mayor clearly shows the man walking calmly one moment and then being yanked backward and slammed onto the pavement the next. He struggled to comprehend what had just happened, looking around wildly for any sign of an assailant, but there was no one there. The parking lot remained empty. In interviews afterward, the man described the feeling of being pushed by a powerful, unseen force. Despite extensive investigations, no rational explanation has ever been found. Number 5. The Mysterious Case of Elisa Lam. This footage, while seems like only some odd elevator footage of a girl behaving weirdly, actually has a pretty disturbing story behind it. In February 2013, the body of Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old Canadian student, was discovered in a water tank on the roof of the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. Her disappearance had been a mystery for weeks, and the discovery of her body only deepened the intrigue. Before her body was found, hotel surveillance footage from January 31st, 2013 surfaced, showing Elisa in one of the hotel's elevators. In the video, she is seen acting strangely. She enters the elevator and presses multiple buttons, but the doors don't close. She appears to hide in a corner, peeks out of the elevator as if expecting someone, and gestures wildly with her hands. At one point, she steps out of the elevator and seems to be talking to someone off camera, although no one else is visible. The doors finally close after she leaves the frame, but open and close several times with no one there. Guests at the Cecil Hotel had been complaining about low water pressure and an unusual taste in the water. Maintenance workers investigating the complaints found Elisa's body in one of the rooftop water tanks on February 19th. The circumstances of her death were puzzling. The tanks were difficult to access, and the hotel's rooftop was secured by alarmed doors and fire escapes. The autopsy report ruled Elisa's death as accidental, with bipolar disorder listed as a significant factor. There were no signs of physical trauma or sexual assault, and toxicology tests did not reveal any recreational drugs. Some speculated that Elisa was fleeing from someone, experiencing a psychotic episode, or even involved in something supernatural. To this day, Elisa Lam's case remains one of the most mysterious and unsettling incidents caught on camera. The video footage, in particular, continues to captivate and horrify viewers, as it provides a haunting glimpse into Elisa's final moments and the inexplicable events leading up to her death. Number 4. Unidentified Denver sky phenomenon. In November 2012, a startling and unexplained phenomenon was captured on camera in Denver, Colorado. The incident quickly became a focal point for UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike due to the clarity and frequency of the sightings. The strange occurrences were first noticed by a local man who wished to remain anonymous. He observed that several times a week, unidentified flying objects, UFOs, appeared in the sky over Denver, so he began recording these occurrences with his camera. The footage he captured showed objects moving at incredibly high speeds, performing maneuvers that defied conventional aerodynamics. A local news station took an interest in the story after the man brought his recordings to their attention. They decided to investigate the claims and set up their own camera to see if they could capture the mysterious objects. To their astonishment, the news team successfully recorded similar footage showing the UFOs zipping through the sky. The objects appeared to move too fast to be seen by the naked eye, only becoming visible when the footage was slowed down. Neither the experts nor the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, could provide an explanation for the objects captured on video, and aviation expert Steve Cowell noted that the object's speed and the maneuvers they executed were unlike anything he had seen in his extensive experience with aircraft. Number 3. The paranormal St. Augustine Lighthouse. In 2006, the crew of the Paranormal Investigation show Ghost Hunters visited the historic St. Augustine Lighthouse in Florida. The lighthouse, built in the 19th century, has long been rumored to be haunted, with many visitors and staff reporting strange occurrences. The St. Augustine Lighthouse has a storied past filled with tragedy. The most famous story involves the tragic deaths of 3 young girls who drowned when a cart they were playing in broke loose and fell into the water. These events have contributed to the belief that the lighthouse is haunted by their spirits. During their investigation, the Ghost Hunters team set up various pieces of equipment to detect any paranormal activity. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence was captured on a thermal imaging camera. The footage showed a clear, human-like figure at the top of the lighthouse, even though no one was supposed to be there. Additionally, the team recorded audio of what seemed to be children's voices. These EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, were chilling, with sounds of giggles and whispers that couldn't be explained by any natural sources. One of the most shocking moments occurred when 2 investigators, Grant Wilson and Jason Hawes, were climbing the spiral staircase of the lighthouse. Suddenly, they heard loud footsteps above them, but upon reaching the top, found no one there. This incident, captured on camera, left them and the viewers thoroughly spooked. Number 2. Berlin Christmas Market Attack. Now this footage is going to show you the exact moment 11 lives were lost. On the evening of December 19th, 2016, the festive ambience of the Breitscheidplatz Christmas market in Berlin was shattered by a horrific act of terror. At approximately 8 p.m., a truck drove into the bustling crowd, causing chaos and devastation. Surveillance footage from various cameras around the market captured the terrifying moments. The truck, a 40-ton lorry, was seen speeding towards the market, veering off the road and plowing through the festive stalls and the crowd. Shoppers, families, and tourists were caught off guard, many running for their lives while others were tragically caught in the truck's path. The aftermath was chaotic. Stalls were demolished and debris was scattered everywhere. Emergency services arrived quickly, providing aid to the injured and securing the area. The attack resulted in 12 fatalities and 56 injuries, some critically. The perpetrator, later identified as Anis Amri, a Tunisian asylum seeker, was initially able to flee the scene. Surveillance cameras were crucial in piecing together his movements before and after the attack. Footage from inside the truck's cabin showed the original driver, a Polish man named Lukas Urban, who had been hijacked and fatally wounded before Amri took control of the vehicle. Number 1. The Boston Marathon bombing. On April 15, 2013, the city of Boston was rocked by a tragic and shocking event during its iconic marathon, which was captured on video. The annual Boston Marathon was marred by a brutal act of terrorism that resulted in loss of life, severe injuries, and widespread fear. At 2:49 p.m., as runners approached the finish line on Boylston Street, 2 explosions occurred about 12 seconds apart, and the exact moment was captured. Surveillance footage later revealed the bombers, brothers Tamerlan and Dzukhar Sarnev, mingling with the crowd and placing backpacks containing pressure cooker bombs near the finish line. The blasts killed 3 people, including an 8-year-old boy, and injured over 280 others, many of whom lost limbs. Surveillance footage and photos from the scene were crucial in identifying the suspects. the FBI released images of the Tsarnaev brothers, leading to a citywide manhunt. Tamerlan was killed in the shootout, while Dzhokhar escaped. The search ended on April 19th when Dzhokhar was found hiding in a boat in a backyard. He was captured and later stood trial, where he was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to death. The legacy of the Boston Marathon bombing is one of tragedy and heroism. The surveillance footage that captured the Tsarnaev brothers' actions played a crucial role in bringing them to justice.